Hey everyone, it's Blake. Welcome in to episode number 5 of our WWF 1992 save in TEW 2020. This is our 1992 Royal Rumble preview. As always, if you checked out the other series we've done on the channel, these are just sort of quick episodes that just get you basically hyped up for the pay-per-view. And it's also something where we've had some of the longer series on the channel. The pay-per-view previews can be something where, hey, if people don't have a chance to go back and watch a lot of episodes before, they can start with a certain pay-per-view preview, and then they can basically pick up from there because we'll kind of go over the storylines that built to this point and everything to kind of get you ready for the Royal Rumble. So that's why we do these. So again, if you've been watching the series, you don't necessarily have to watch this episode. I know, great marketing, but still, it's kind of fun to kind of look at the ins and outs of the storylines and all that. So, all right. Let's look at the Rumble card. I will quickly say we're going to add another match to the card here. I told you guys a little bit thinking about it. Wasn't sure yet, but we are going to add another match to the card. And this is based off of the Repo Man. We are playing this up as though we're kind of saying we showed this footage on a recent edition of Primetime Wrestling. The Repo Man tried to steal the Texas Tornado's Royal Rumble number. So we're not sure why, but apparently the Repo Man, doing his thing, tried to secure the number of the Texas Tornado, and so that's kind of how we're playing this up, and that's kind of led to Tornado kind of stopping him, Repo Man trying to attack him, all this stuff. So we're kind of building up again, just sort of a basic undercard match here leading into the Rumble, and so just adding another one to the card, because like we said, it's not really a big card based on the fact that we have the Rumble match. Some decent matches elsewhere, but these are all not going to do great ratings. This one won't either, but we are just adding it to the card. So the Repo Man trying to repo, I guess you could say, the Texas Tornado's Royal Rumble number. That led to a singles match that's been added to the card. So we know we're also going to have the tag team match between the New Foundation and the Orient Express. That is based off of, again, just kind of having a nice undercard tag team match. We're pushing this as a match where, the winning team could find themselves in contention for perhaps a future tag team title shot here in the company. And so that's how we're playing this up. And again, the New Foundation coming off of that loss to Money Inc. But DiBiase and IRS with a little cheating in that match, and the Orient Express have come up short in a couple tag team matches. But we're just kind of playing up, a solid tag team bout between these two. Speaking of tag team matches, Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal are going to defend the tag team championships against the Beverly Brothers, Bo and Blake. Great name, if I do say so myself. But the Legion of Doom, again, your tag team champs, they're going to face the Beverly Brothers. We've had a little war of words between the two, but really that was only on one edition of Superstars. Again, this is so different because I'm used to all right, every single match, every single storyline has to be represented on every single show, but we know we're not booking it that way in 1992. So, we're pushing this as a tag team match. The Beverly Brothers accompanied by the Genius, and I am telling you right now, I am working on it. We are going to have a pre-match promo from the Beverly Brothers, and we're going to have a poem from the Genius. I'm working on a great poem for you guys from the Genius. So hopefully I don't forget to put that in the show, but you never know. So the Legion of Doom defending against here in the tag teams. We'll look at the storyline heat here in just a second, too. We're just kind of quickly running through the matches. We'll look at the storyline heat after we do that. Shawn Michaels going to take on Koko Beware. We hyped that one up on the most recent edition of Superstars of Wrestling. We've been seeing the new Shawn Michaels accompanied by Sensational Sherry. And, just hyping up the new sexy boy here. Kind of, come a long way from everything after he kicked Marty Jannetty through the barbershop and ultimately into rehab based on our series. But he's going to take on Koko Beware, and we saw Shawn kind of take a shot at Koko in his recent promo that he did on Superstar. So again, you guys know what some of these matches are for, but hey, this was, again, a different era, and we got to get some guys over. So, and perhaps I think our best match of the undercard, without probably a lot of doubt on that, Bret the Hitman Hart is going to defend the WWF Intercontinental Championship against the Mountie, who will try to get his man here, but the Mountie told Bret that he was going to get him. He was going to get his man, and Bret keeps saying that the Mountie's nothing but a cheater, and that the Mountie won't be able to cheat his way out of the sharpshooter here at the Rumble. So, both those guys, too, by the way, will be involved in the Royal Rumble match, as will Shawn Michaels, Koko Beware, Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, and the Repo Man. They'll all be inside of the Royal Rumble match, which of course is our main event, the 30-man Royal Rumble match featuring the likes of, I don't know if everyone is listed on here. I think so. I'm used to it. I was the WWE 2021 save. I couldn't even book this because we had so many surprises, but a different area here. You're not going to have really a lot of surprises in this Royal Rumble match. Pretty much everyone we built up is going to be in this match. Of course, that will feature, like we said, Bret Hart's going to be there, the Big Boss Man, Colonel Mustafa, the Earthquake. I wish I could read this off, like they did back in the day. El Matador, General Adnan, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Haku. I can't say it like Vince did, but Haku, I think that's how he said it. Hulk Hogan, Ernar Shyster, Jake the Snake Roberts, Coco Beware, Nikolai Volkov, Randy Savage, Repo Man, Ric Flair, Rick Martel, Sergeant Slaughter, Shawn Michaels, Sid Justice, Ted DiBiase, the Barbarian, the Berserker, the British Bulldog, the Mountie, the Texas Tornado, the Undertaker, and Typhoon. That is your list of guys. I don't know if that's 30. I don't know if everyone's in there, but it may be. And so I'm looking at it now. I'm like, I don't know if everyone's in there, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just can't count. That's also a possibility. But there are some of your stars, maybe if not everyone, who will be inside of the Royal Rumble match. And like we said, of course, a lot at stake here. We went the opposite route. We did not make this for the championship. Instead, the winner will be guaranteed a spot to compete for the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 8. And so that is how we're playing it up. The winner goes there, and then we don't know what's going to happen afterwards in terms of what kind of grueling path may be in front of the other person who will compete in the other half of the main event. So we'll find out based on what happens here in the 1992 Royal Rumble match. And as we said, looking at the storylines kind of leading into this, we kept some of these. We just didn't really change them. Of course, the Beverly Brothers were in a storyline with the Bushwhackers, but we kind of got that one out of the way early. I think they had a match early on. Of course, the Fair to Flair storyline. So remember, we were talking about having, needing to meet the 65 heat. That's why our ratings went up for the previous edition of Superstars of Wrestling. And so, yeah, we finally did that by getting this one to 66 between Bret Hart and the Mountie. We had Roddy Piper kind of hype up the feud here going into it. And so, yeah, so this one finally got above that 65 threshold. And like we said, we have kind of played up a little bit with Jimmy's loyalties here with the Natural Disasters and Money Inc. As Ted DiBiase even said that, he may have to, buy a great number, basically hinting at that, but also pointing out, what could happen if he finds himself in there with the Natural Disasters with the Earthquake and Typhoon, which we know Jimmy Hart represents both. So could we get some shenanigans with that? Sid, here's a chance. But yeah, Sid, as we know, just came back. We haven't really played a lot into this other than the fact that Sid has been cleared to return from injury. So yeah, and then of course, perhaps the hottest storyline we got going right now, that is the one between Jake the Snake Roberts and Randy Savage. This thing has gotten intense, and hey, Savage has set his sights on Jake Roberts in this Royal Rumble match and saying that all he really cares about is getting to Jake. If he wins the Rumble, hey, it is what it is, but he's going to get to Jake, and Jake has kind of teased what happens if Savage gets a number, and, maybe where's Elizabeth going to be if Savage and Jake are far off from each other in this match, and Jake could be lurking while Savage is in the ring in the Rumble. So, yeah, lots of possibilities there with that. But there you go, guys. That is a look at the 1992 Royal Rumble card. And like I said, we will most likely this episode will be up next week because I'm not going to say this with 100% confidence, but I am going to try to do this. If you watch the WWE 2021 save that I did, we went through participant by participant in the Royal Rumble matches. Now, that was tougher because that was 2 Rumbles. I did that for the women's and the men's. But we did it, and it was a lot of fun because you kind of could get a lot more little storyline development by going person by person, and I have kind of a layout on the screen, which we booked the entire Royal Rumble. So I'm going to attempt to do that here. It may take me a little bit, but if it gets to where we're just too bogged down, I'm like, this is going to take weeks. We're not going to do it. We're just going to go the normal path, and I'll play out the stories that way. But I am, right now, planning on booking the Rumble 1 through 30 and kind of giving you all the eliminations and everything. And you'll see how we'll do it. It'll be a very visual-based thing, but we'll talk about that here on the next episode if I decide to do it. So just letting you know in advance. So again, let me know your thoughts on the Royal Rumble. Give me your predictions. I know the undercard may be a little bit predictable in some spots, but give me your predictions for the Royal Rumble match. What do you think is going to happen? Always love your feedback here. And again, there's been a lot of exciting feedback so far on this series. I knew there was some nostalgia out there, but hey, you guys have really been coming through with a lot of great suggestions, a lot of great feedback. And so this should be a really, really fun show. So thanks for watching. Of course, as always, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And on the next episode of our WWF 1992 save, it will be the 1992 Royal Rumble.